What's up, YouTube? It's the Country CEO back in the house again, man. Look, I'm excited. It's a new year, and I'm continuing on with Mo Game. Mo Game and Mo Game. That's right. Welcome back to the channel. Subscribers, family, and friends. And if there be any lurkers, you're welcome too, right? Because this is nothing but pure, unadulterated, uncut game. Welcome back, man. I'm excited about this year, 2025. Guess what? In May, I celebrate 25 years of dump trucking, right? I am not a rookie out here in these dump truck streets. We've been doing this quite a while, seen the ups, seen the downs, but through it all, we're still here. We have made a living from this business. I'm putting my last and youngest kid through college off of this business. I'm living what I consider to be a pretty good life. I ain't no millionaire. I ain't rich, but I ain't poor either, right? So I know without a doubt you can make a great living from this business. And look, it's all about how you take care of your money, how you invest that money that you're going to make in this dump truck business and use it to build wealth in other ways, right? Because the reality of it is, I don't care what kind of trucking you're in, you have to get up to a certain amount of trucks in order to make what you would consider millions of dollars, or should I say profit. I mean, we make millions now, but profit and be able to keep millions of dollars, right? You got to have a certain amount of trucks. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. But look, I want to start off this year, and as I mentioned to you Saturday on the live Q&A, finding dump truck work is the biggest challenge for any dump trucker that I've heard about. Not even someone that's a current dump trucker, but even the guy or the gal who's trying to get in, they always ask that question, CEO, where can I find the work? How am I get to work? I saw someone on the live Saturday that said, I got a truck. How can I find the work? Where to work at? This is the problem. This is the challenge. This is the biggest challenge. So I want to start off this year talking about that. And as I explained on the video um, Saturday, that our format for this year is going to change. It won't be videos every day per se. We're going to upload the video of the week on Tuesdays. And then we're going to do lives on Saturdays, videos on Tuesdays, live on Saturdays. Go ahead and set them notifications for those days. And what I'm doing is, for this month of January, I'm going to tell us the problems, the hindrances that hinder us from being able to find the work. Then I'm going to come back. We're going to do a live Saturday. That way you can chime in on the solutions, right? All right. So the first video I want to talk about dealing with this biggest challenge I see is that there are systems. There are systems that will stop your success, right? Right. As it relates to the work, there are systems that will stop your success, right? All right. So here's a few things about the different systems. Here's what I mean by systems when we say systems. There's an organized way of doing things in the dump truck business as it relates to acquiring the work. The system itself inherently is not good or bad. It's the people in the system that are working the system for good or for bad, right? Systems themselves have to have people that enact them and work them in order to do some things or to get a preferred outcome, that kind of thing. So let me tell you a few things about these organized way of doing things that all of us have had to encounter in this dump truck business. First of all, they're antiquated, which means they're simply old and outdated, right? I know we got some around here, some systems that are still in place, that certain people are trying to keep it going that way because that's the way that it's always been done. This stuff is outdated. It needs to be a transition, needs to be an upgrade. It needs to be some innovativeness when it comes to that, right? And so uh, that's just what it is. And it's everywhere. You know, yours may be a little different than mine, but they all have some similarities, as well as maybe some small differences, right? They're antiquated and old and outdated. All right. systems and many times are used to gatekeep, right? I know y'all familiar with that word, right? Systems are many times used to gatekeep, meaning what? Meaning to guard against and keep certain people in, certain people out, certain people from getting in, all right, to the dump truck business. All right, that's a fact. All right. In some areas, systems are broker controlled, right? Which means in some of y'all areas, and I just had to learn this over the course of the last 3 years since I've been on YouTube, that in some of you guys' areas, the brokers run things. That's simply not the case here in South Louisiana. We got a few brokers, but they are in the minority. Most of the companies got truck foremen or dispatchers or people that are designated. Even at the lowest base level, the foremen would call trucks if they need trucks, right? They need trucks, they get on the phone, hey, I need a couple trucks for tomorrow. That kind of thing. So I understand that some systems are broker control. I Other systems are controlled by big outfits. In other words, you got people in your town that might have 30, 40 trucks, and they got a stranglehold on that thing, right? Because they got all the trucks. They're a big outfit. They've probably been doing business with certain people for years. And so they are in control. Let me share something with you. I've seen some giants fall in my 25 years. It was a situation a few years ago, man, where we had two big outfits going at it, man. One been around for a while. He's actually a great guy. I do work for him now. He had about 50 trucks, and it had another guy that decided he was gonna come for him, right? That he actually put word out. I'm gonna put him out of business. And as always, a red flag for me whenever I hear somebody that wants to do damage to somebody else's business or family, it never is a good end to that. That guy came out, boom, started buying trucks, buying trucks. And he figured he had to get up to the same amount that guy had to be able to match that guy. And man, he did. He matched him in the number of trucks. But I'm here to tell you, he couldn't put him out of business. And that guy, um, his dad let him take it over, and now he might have 7 or 8 trucks. He could not run that guy out of business. So I've seen some big outfits that they get besides themselves in the eyesight of God. God will deal with them jokers, man. So don't think they're impenetrable, that they're impregnable and so powerful that the hand of God can't move and bring them down a peg or two and have them understand, look, you might think you're in control of this thing, but I'm the booger with the sugar. I'm really in control of this, right? All right, so some big outfits are the system in some of y'all's towns and cities that control things. But can I tell you, just like the FBI is able to put informants into the mob, just like we are able to send people on covert missions around the world undetected. Some systems can be infiltrated. I figured y'all like that. Some systems can be infiltrated. It ain't the end of the day. All right. I've seen them come in 25 years. I've seen them go. So be encouraged. Don't be discouraged by you seeing one of those types of systems that I just named. All right. So let's look at some of the problems of the system. Because remember, I told you the Tuesday video is about looking at the problems. Because I believe before you can infiltrate, there has to be an understanding of how it works, right? In order for you to, before you can infiltrate something, you got to understand how it works. Watch this. Most informants, the reason they turn informant and are valuable because they understand how the system works. If I can use that for an example. All right, so let's talk about some characteristics. Characteristics. That's the first thing. Characteristics of the system. What are some characteristics of the system? Number one, they organized, right? They are not put together haphazardly. They are organized. There's a certain steps that they make you go through. There's certain steps to how they do things. There's a certain way they go about their business to ensure that they stay in control, right? All right, so understand that. You got to understand it ain't haphazardly put together. For example, they know in where there's systems that They know how to shuttle you to the right people to have to go through in order to get anywhere, right? That's a part of the system. It's organized. That's why when you call people, they might tell you, well, you got to call so and so. He handles our trucking. You got to call so and so. You got to speak to so and so. Matter of fact, y'all know that I was talking about how brokers was trying to block me out of going direct with this big company, right? So they are holding my paperwork and won't pass my paperwork to get approved to go direct because some people at that company, not the owners, but it's some lower level people that are in position are in cahoots with a broker, and that's their homeboy, that's their partner, that's their buddy, and so they're trying to save the work for him and don't want to let me go direct. And they go, I got 9 trucks, the guy ain't got but 4, right? And ever since that happened, and I realized what they're doing, I have not worked for that broker. I'm not going to help you keep me down. Now, let me say something right there. If that's you in that position, you got 1 truck and you just come out here, I'm not going to say don't work for the guy because you got to take steps. I'm in a position to where I can actually bow up and say, I'm not helping you do that. I got other places I can go work, right? So take caution. I'm not telling you don't work for them because you got to crawl for your walk. But right here, we're just trying to understand the fact, get you to see the fact that they're organized. But not only are they organized, they are obstructive. What when something is an obstruction, that means what? Is in the way. So these guys are purposely being obstructive. The goal is to not let you get it to work or to let you get the straps that ain't hitting on nothing or let you do a job that they really don't want to do, right? They're obstructive. They are purposely, intentionally there to hold you back, keep you out, or keep you at a certain place. Okay? Please understand. They are organized. These are characteristics of the system. It's organized, it's obstructive, but then it's also an obstacle. It is an obstacle. Trust me. Let's not get it twisted and think it's not a real thing. It is an obstacle that you're going to have to get over and cross, go around, maneuver, be innovative about, and it can be done, right? But we're talking about it just being a problem today. So when I first started out, man, there was a system in place. I go down, oh, silly me. I think that's why I started this channel to teach people the right way to go about it. I got my truck, man, go on down to the limestone yard. I'm gonna offload me some barge. I saw these guys with trucks and they offloading, didn't realize a system in play. What's the system? The system was that they 5 trucks that do that every day or whenever barges was on the river. I didn't know that, but I quickly found out when I come down on that yard in my truck that day, figuring I can just get on and went in there and all that. And them cats was looking at me. Who is that? Somebody we ain't never seen that truck. That's a new guy. I talked to the guy inside. He told me, okay, well, look, I just handle the inside off the yard, but that guy out there in that gold truck, he handles the barges. All right. Okay. I flagged that guy down and hollered at him, and that's when I got instituted to how the system go. He said, well, look, this is how this works. I got my crew. We normally handle, but I do need trucks when there's barges somewhere else at the same time, right? So basically, not knowing, but he was basically hipping me to the system. And the system was, we got our crew, but we do need other trucks if barges are in 2 different places at the same time. And watch this. Even then, he had guys that was 4 and 5 guys in front of me, right? So, but lo and behold, a guy that I worked with his father at the concrete plant, he was out there that day. He begged for me. I got in the truck with him. He run it down to me. Look, this is what you need to do. Get the yellow pages, the white yellow pages, I'm sorry. Go through that book, look for the limestone yard, look for the dirt pits. That limestone yard across the river, call her. She uses trucks every day. Let these people know who you are, sell them your insurance. You'll be able to work for these people, right? So he hit me to another system, right? Because after my mind got blown about the obstacle of this system, he hit me to a system that I could work within immediately, right? So make no mistake, it's an obstacle, all right? And watch this. Don't be discouraged because watch this. The system can be overwhelming. They want you to quit. They want you to give up on it. They don't want you out there. They want you to go turn your truck in. They want you to go out of business. They don't want you to make it. They don't want you working with them. This ain't everybody, but when you got a system in place, and just understand these are the characteristics of the system. It's meant to overwhelm you, and you get discouraged, and you get depressed. You go into a panic because, like, you look at it like, wow, I don't know, I ain't got this truck and got this note. I ain't gonna be able to work. Oh, what am I gonna do? Don't be overwhelmed. The system is designed to overwhelm you, right, and discourage you. Okay, all right, all right. So now, that's characteristics of the system. Now, let's talk about the characters in the system, right? Characteristics of the system. But now let's talk about the characters in the system. Who are the players, right? First of all, you got the directors of the system. The directors of the system, all right? Those are the ones. I'm gonna tell you the directors, the characters in the system, the directors and stuff. In some instances, it's the contractor, right? The contractor is the one that's got a certain system in place, and because they have a long time term relationship with a trucker, they run everything through him. And if you call them direct, they're gonna divert you to him. So sometimes the character in the system and one of the characters of the system is the director, is the contractor. Another time, obviously, it's the brokers, right? The brokers are trying to consume as much work as they can. Here's the game. The game is to get control of it. Many times, none of these rascals ain't got truck the first. Don't miss that. They don't have truck the first. But what they do is they get their foot in the door to get control of the work. Because if they can get control of the work, it don't matter if they got trucks, if they can supply the trucks. At the end of the day, that's why uh, 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 it don't matter. The contractor only cares about as long as they supply the trucks. That's why I'm telling you, you can break it up. You know, they used to call me break up on the job. You can break the mess up. You get enough truckers who working for these brokers to bow up. And I understand some of you can't do it because you got to have somewhere to go. But get you enough places to go. That's why it's a process. Sometimes you ain't got to bust their head overnight. Sometimes you can break the heads of the brokers by over time process, being able to get you a few more customers, get you enough customers of your own to where you can draw away from that broker. And you got 7, 8, 9, 10 guys that are working with that broker, and you get 6 or 7 of them that are able to go somewhere else and get work, and they bow up on that joker. Guess what? Contractor calling him, he can't supply a truck. He gonna have to do something. Because at the end of the day, now you're messing with the contractor's money, right? So many times the broker is one of the directors of the system. And then I've seen where I talked about big outfits, where there's a big outfit is the director of the system, right? He want it all. That's a guy that sometimes some of these guys are just bad guys, evil guy, want it all. I've dealt with a few here in 25 years, want it all. They want the whole pie. They don't give a damn about nothing about a slice of the pie for somebody else. I'm not gonna say the small man because I don't see myself as a small man. I consider myself as a businessman. I might have not have as many trucks as another rascal guy, but I'm a businessman, right? And so I value myself just as much as a guy with 20, 30 trucks does, right? I don't look at myself, I'm a small businessman. I'm small. No, oh no. I don't even use that adjective to describe me. You got the wrong one, right? So why? So sometimes the big outfits are the ones that are the directors of the system. They want it all. They want control of it all. We had a guy here a few years ago, had dirt pit, wanted it all. And went out of business. Now he back with a few trucks now. I'm telling you, these people are, well, that's a whole nother set, but they selfish. We're going to talk about that later. All right. Here's what you understand about these characters in the system. They're the directors of the system, but they're deceptive. They will lie to you. They will deceive you, give you false information, point you in the wrong direction, lie on you and lie to you. Right. And my big mama used to say, son, if you lie, you cheat. And if you cheat, you'll steal. So if you got a joker, when you start realizing that they've lied to you, don't trust that joker because he'll cheat you and he'll steal from you, right? right? So these directors of the system, these characters, they're deceptive. You got to watch them. You got to watch them. You got to be sharp, and you got to watch them jokers, right? All right. Next, they are discouraging. I was talking about that a little bit earlier. They're meant to discourage you. They don't want to see you out here. They don't want to see you make it. When you recognize some of these characters and you start to begin to learn how they don't want to see you make it. They are very discouraging. They want you out. They don't want to see you out there. Come out there with your nice fine ride or a nice looking truck, man. They be looking all under-eyed at you, man. I had got a bunch of looks when I first got in the business, man. And my come on the yard in my yellow truck, man. Wheels, armor all down, man. That truck had a brand new bed on it, brand new boards. It was a nice looking rider truck conversion, man. That truck was clean. Now come on up, man. You should have, they don't like to see that. They can be very discouraging. But here, understand this. If you don't understand nothing else about these directors of the system, these characters, they dangerous. Not all of them. Some of them are directors of the system, but they're not dangerous. But some of these jokers are snakes and they will bite you if they can. They're dangerous. They will backbite you. They're not going to help you find no work. They don't give a doggone if your kids eat or not. They are dangerous. And you got to identify the players in this game or the characters in the system. Okay? All right. Finally, let me tell you about the conclusion of the system. The conclusion of some. What's the matter of it all, right? What's the conclusion of the system? First of all, it's controlled by the characters, right? It's controlled by the characters. They are in control for the moment, right? Because all kind of stuff happens. I've seen some strange things happen, but just for the sake of this argument, they are in control. So recognize that, okay, they got control of this particular job or that particular contractor, blah, blah, blah. So just acknowledge that they're in control. All right. Now I'm a spiritual man. You know that. I'm a pastor. So I believe that only God really is in total control. That supersedes their control. That's a whole nother video, right? But for the sake of this argument, they in control, right? At least they think they are. Secondly, they are counterproductive to you climbing up. They are not, many of them, when you recognize these are how they are not there to help you. So stop looking for them for help. Okay. Thirdly, that's why in this system, it's critical to make connections. You got to make connections in the system. Watch this. Here's what I'm saying. Old man, Mr. J.P. Hayes, thank God for him. Y'all hear me say things like "our trucks." It's best for you to tell someone the truth. They'll respect you for a lot of my old sayings that I learned. I learned from that old man. God rest his soul. He going on home. He had a blue Mack dump truck, and he was going through the same thing I went through. Come out there, I think he came out. I came out in May. He came out in March, February, March. So he was out there a few more months before me. He had been in tanker trucking and was retiring and coming to get a dump truck just to pedal around. And me and him became real good friends. I made a strong connection. That man forever impacted me and my business. And he said, "Big Daddy," that was my CB handle, Big Daddy C. He said, "Big Daddy," he said, "we gonna work together." He said, "We look out for each other, and you find some work and you need a truck to help you, give me a call and I'll do the same." And man, that's what we started doing. Or we knew what work was. That's how we used to be, man. If I was on a job for that day and I talked to him and he wasn't working, and I got a call, "Hey, JP, man, such and such, I'm looking for trucks, man." Okay, let me give him a call. Or if I'm on a job and the man asks me, "Hey, you know somebody else that ain't working?" "Yeah, I do. I got somebody." I'm calling him. Just man, we looked out for each other, man. And so it's critical that you make connections in the system. When you recognize all the things that we talked about today, you got to make some connections because there's people just like you out there. Let me give you a nugget. Let me just blow y'all mind. I've told you about one technique to blow up the system. Another technique to blow up the system is to create your own system. Telephone is to start your own system. That's all I did. That's how I blew it up. That's how I can tell you can do it. Me and that man started working together, looking out for each other. We started making money, getting jobs. Then we met another similar minded thinking guy. he wasn't on his truck. He had a driver, but he was a great guy. And so we had begun to need another truck for the work we was doing. So boom, he came. We brought him into the fold. So now it's three of us. And God had gifted me with the gift of being able to talk business. And so when I started talking to people about work, then I started talking to them about, I got three trucks. I ain't got one. That was one of the critical moments that changed the game. But don't miss the point. Don't miss the point. I started my own system. I done gave you two right there. How you can blow the system up just on this video, right? We're gonna talk about solutions Saturday on the live, but just in the video here, I teased you with that. I'm gonna leave the rest for Saturday. I'm gonna leave the rest for Saturday. Okay. All right. Finally, you gotta be capable of being, you gotta be, you gotta be capable of being one that has courage. Let me put it that way. You gotta be capable with courage. How about that? I'll try that. Some of y'all are taking notes. You got to be capable with courage. What am I saying? You got to be able. You can't be scared. Let me put it that way. Can't be scared. Or as the young people say, scared. Can't be scared. You got to be willing to, no pun intended, buck the system. Buck with a B, in case y'all didn't hear right? You got to be willing to buck the system. You got to have, and that takes courage. It takes courage anytime you got to go through the grain on something, man. It takes courage. But I'm here to tell you, you can do it. I hope this video has been informative. This is the system, y'all. One of the problems with you being able to find, you and I, because I'm way up the road, but I know how to deal with them jokers. But still, it's something I do have to deal with periodically. This is the thing. This is a shackle that will stop your success. And this video was designed to educate you on the characteristics of the system, the characters in the system, and then the conclusion of the system. This is one of the biggest problems we're dealing with out here. Tune in Saturday to set your notifications, and I'm going to show you about what's the solution to dealing with that system. All right, so look, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Country CEO, I'm out of here. I'm gone.